Right now, I am holding a chemical time bomb, and millions of you are feeding it to your children every single day. Look at this bag. Casual food reviews today, and no internet challenges, just the brutal, terrifying truth. I spent weeks analyzing the laboratory data of McDonald's most popular items, and what I uncovered under a scientific lens genuinely scared me for my health. We are going to pull back the curtain on an industrial illusion that is engineered to manipulate your brain, destroy your gut, and actively shorten your lifespan. Did you know that chemicals routinely pumped into your burgers and fries here have long been legally banned across Europe and Canada because of their direct links to chronic disease? From recent deadly E. coli outbreaks to the fact that ultra-processed, laboratory-engineered junk now makes up a staggering 73% of our food supply, the system is fundamentally broken.
As that heavy, nostalgic drive-through smell hits the car, your brain flashes a calculated hit of cheap dopamine. But that excitement is an illusion. Lock in, because once you see what these multi-billion-dollar corporations are actually feeding us, you will never look at fast food the same way again. We're going to start with the most ordered item on the entire menu, which is the large fry. Let's first assess it for smell. Honestly, this aroma instantly takes me right back to my childhood. It's such a distinct, appealing smell, and I completely understand why millions of people eat this every single day. Everyone wants to know why McDonald's French fries taste so damn good. The corporate answer is simple. They claim their world-famous fries are made with premium potatoes and contain 0 grams of trans fat per labeled serving. Man, whoever their copywriter is needs a massive raise. But let's tackle that trans fat claim with real science. 0 grams does not mean it is actually without trans fat. The FDA regulations state that if a serving has under 0.5 grams, companies can legally list it as 0. This deceptive labeling routinely leads you to inaccurate conclusions. Secondly, these potatoes are fried in heavily refined seed oils.
These oils contain unsaturated fatty acids that oxidize rapidly under high heat, forming aldehydes. These aldehydes are dangerous, cancerous toxins that damage your proteins, cell membranes, and DNA, directly leading to heart disease, liver disease, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's. The toxic reality of McDonald's fries goes even deeper than oxidized seed oils. Next, we have to talk about AGEs, advanced glycation end products, which are dangerous toxins that form when raw starch is exposed to extreme high-temperature frying. The level of AGEs you find in a standard order of fries at McDonald's is astonishingly 20 times higher than what you would get in a regular baked potato made safely at home. Once consumed, these mutated compounds contribute to heavy oxidative stress and systemic inflammation throughout your entire biology. Peer-reviewed studies heavily link the accumulation of AGEs to severe insulin resistance, vascular damage, and accelerated aging of your internal organs. Now, I can already hear people saying, "But Brian, chill out, man. It's just fries and potatoes. Just live a little." You know what? When you look at the raw scientific data, I just don't think it's worth it anymore. There is way too much laboratory junk and metabolic toxins packed into that red sleeve. Personally, I wouldn't do it. All right, next up, let's reach into the magic bag and see what we have next. The iconic Big Mac. Everyone loves Big Macs.
McDonald's Big Mac is marketed as more than just another hamburger. It is a global cultural icon. First impressions of its visual design are impressive. It features a perfectly golden bun, melting cheese pouring out nicely, and that famous special sauce cream. Their food engineers did a phenomenal job making this product highly appealing. But there is a famous twist. People have kept these burgers out on counters for an entire decade, and they literally do not rot or die. The food is so dehydrated and preserved
preserved that natural decomposers won't touch it. Let's look at the raw numbers. This single burger packs 580 calories, 45 grams of carbohydrates, and 11 grams of saturated fat, which is half of your daily value. It contains an abysmal 3 grams of fiber and a staggering 1,060 milligrams of sodium. You imagine eating it and feeling completely full and satisfied, but it actually leaves you more hungry. Why? Because it contains 9 grams of added sugar, almost as much as a glazed donut. This triggers an extreme insulin and sugar spike, and 90 minutes later, your blood sugar crashes, plunging your mood and making you feel dangerously hangry.
Now, you might be thinking, the bun might have sugar, but the meat is 100% pure beef. So how can that be bad? Well, when McDonald's claims they use 100% beef, the reality is not that simple. First of all, this meat comes from industrial feedlot cattle, raised on an unnatural diet of grain and soy. This drastically alters the animal's fat profile, resulting in significantly less anti-inflammatory omega-3s and far more pro-inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, which trigger chronic cardiovascular inflammation. Quiet, mature voice. To make matters worse, these thin patties are cooked in those same toxic oxidized oils. Next, look at the pickles hidden inside. To keep them shelf-stable for months, food scientists pump them full of heavy chemical emulsifying agents. When you eat these emulsifiers, they act like detergent inside your gut, disrupting your delicate microbiome and stripping away the protective mucosal lining of your intestines. This allows toxins to leak directly into your bloodstream, triggering metabolic disease. In my personal opinion, looking at this sandwich from end to end, from the sugary bun to the gut-destroying preservatives, the Big Mac is nothing short of an engineered death machine. I wouldn't do it. All right, let's reach back into the lucky bag and see what we have next. We've pulled out the Hot Cakes breakfast platter. Let me tell you right off the bat, this specific item is the most calorically dense option on the entire McDonald's menu. Check out the raw numbers. A staggering 1,340 calories packed into a single tray. Honestly, looking at this with a little objectivity, it is completely surreal that people eat this first thing in the morning. I just feel so bad for the human body when this heavy mass goes inside. This cannot be doing good things for your health. If you look closer, this platter contains 41 grams of added sugar. When you slam that much liquid sugar into an empty stomach, it instantly spikes your blood glucose and forces your body to increase fat storage. The absolute kicker is that it will make you ravenously hungry again just a couple of hours later due to the inevitable blood sugar crash. It is interesting how much cover McDonald's gets from the public, probably because everybody shares this exact same morning sugar addiction. Everyone is chemically stuck, unable to speak out against their corporate abuser. All right, let's reach back into the bag for the next item. What we have here is the classic 20-piece Chicken McNugget box. Let's open this up and look at it. Man, that is a mountain of fried batter. Coming back to see this with fresh, objective eyes, it is completely nuts that they sell this as a standard meal. If you look at these things closely, they are uniform, factory-stamped shapes of bleached poultry paste, held together by a highly complex chemical matrix. If you read the ingredient list for the McNugget batter, you will find an industrial texturizer called sodium aluminum phosphate. Medical researchers have raised massive concerns about how these specific aluminum salts accumulate in the human brain, contributing directly to cognitive decline. A famous French study tracked thousands of individuals and discovered that even a tiny concentration of aluminum in drinking water elevated dementia risk.
A single 20-piece McNugget box can expose your body to up to 2.8 milligrams of elemental aluminum. To keep their deep fryers running continuously without changing the fat, McDonald's adds a synthetic preservative chemical called TBHQ, which independent laboratory data links to cellular death, DNA damage, and tumor growth.
As we keep pulling items out of this brown drive-through bag, the chemical reality just keeps getting heavier. Let's move on to the next item on our hit list, the large caramel frappe. Spoiler alert for anyone who thinks this is just a sweet afternoon pick-me-up, this beverage is clinically the single worst item on the entire menu for your metabolic health. A single large portion of this drink contains an insane 70 grams of added sugar. Jamming that much highly concentrated sugar into your body in one sitting is the exact metabolic equivalent of eating a massive, heavy crumble cookie, except it is served in a liquid format. When you drink your sugar in a cold frappe, gastric emptying is incredibly rapid, meaning that massive load of high fructose corn syrup slams directly into your bloodstream and liver within minutes. A prominent Swedish study tracked dietary habits over years and demonstrated that a minor increase in daily added sugar intake was directly correlated with a 23% increase in all-cause mortality. You are quite literally drinking yourself into an early grave. Furthermore, they pump it full of industrial caramel coloring, which contains a toxic byproduct called 4-MeI, a known potent carcinogen. Let's reach right back into the happy bag and see what monstrosity we pull out next. It's the infamous morning McGriddle. I have to be completely honest with you guys. The wrapper is completely translucent from grease, and the bun feels sticky and damp. The whole thing just smells like pure, concentrated chemical sugar mixed with artificial maple syrup. Let's pull it apart right here and inspect the layers. If we were to look at this sandwich under a microscope, we would find that this is not really food at all. It is an industrial illusion. Look at the meat stuffed inside. The factory-processed bacon and heavily seasoned sausage patty are among the absolute worst things you can consume for your cardiovascular health. These processed breakfast meats are packed with synthetic nitrites to keep the dead meat looking fresh. The moment these nitrites are exposed to high cooking heat and mix with your stomach acids, they convert into nitrosamines, which are a known potent class of carcinogens. Now look at the yellow slice of processed cheese melting in the center, packed with synthetic emulsifiers, vegetable oils, and additional chemical stabilizers that carry their own toxins. Let's head back into the grab bag for our final entries, starting with the heavy hitter, the double quarter pounder with cheese. It features a glossy toasted sesame bun, thick patties with a backyard barbecue char, and melting cheese. It is a masterclass in visual engineering, but beneath that flawless design lies a bigger, far more destructive version of the Big Mac. This single sandwich packs an astonishing 740 calories, loaded with dangerous levels of saturated fat and hidden trans fats. Furthermore, if you pair this massive sodium bomb with an Oreo McFlurry, your satiety signals are completely wiped out. The Oreo McFlurry is pure metabolic wreckage, dumping 48 grams of added sugar into your system. This extreme load of fructose drives the formation of those aging toxins, AGEs, 8 to 10 times faster than normal glucose, accelerating cellular decay across your entire body. Even the healthy alternative on the menu, the returning snack wrap, is a carefully disguised trap. While it sits at a lower calorie count, this small tortilla manages to smuggle a staggering 900 milligrams of sodium into your diet. Eating it is the physiological equivalent of licking a salt stick. When we started driving to the restaurant today, I had genuine fear in my heart. As the car filled with that familiar, nostalgic smell, a subconscious part of me felt that old, engineered excitement. But now that I've actually touched it,
looked at the ingredients under a scientific lens, and broken down what these laboratory compounds do to human biology, I feel completely repulsed. When you don't understand the science, it's easy to rationalize it. You tell yourself, it's just one time, it's not a big deal. But once the curtain is pulled back, you realize this isn't food. It's industrial malice. It is deeply evil that a multi-billion-dollar corporation dresses up these life-shortening toxins, targeting our children and masking disease as a childhood reward. These predatory establishments are destroying our collective health. You are stronger than their engineered addictions. When you are faced with the decision to pull into that drive-through lane, remember that you are worth more than convenience and cheap dopamine. Choose your health, protect your body, and rise up against the fast food epidemic. Finally, consider what real wellness really means.